Welcome to Butterflies of Wisdom, everyone. And this morning, I have Lisa with me. So without further ado, I'm going to let Lisa take it away. And by the way, Lisa is a publisher. So we're going to be talking about book publishing and all that good stuff. But I will be asking the baseline questions all along the way. So without further ado, I'm going to let Lisa take it away.
Hi, Wynn. Thank you so much. It's really an honor to be on your podcast. So just a little bit about myself. My name is Diane Kastner. I am the co-founder and one of the executive editors at Running Wild Press. Myself and a lovely woman named Jade Blackwater, we created Running Wild Press because we identified a need within the publishing community. I don't know how many people know a lot about publishing. You know, it's a business like any other business. The product is selected based on what the booksellers or what the publishers believe will sell. So that's why a lot of times you'll see a lot of themes, I guess you could say, in books that are being published. So you'll see a lot of horror right now. Horror is very popular. You'll see a lot of romance books. Typically, the books will have a very specific formula to them. And the reason the publishers, like the big houses, go for those, it's because they know that those are going to sell. People are buying them. So if they put out another book with a similar theme or a similar storyline, then readers are going to pick them up. Well, at Running Wild Press, myself and Jade have been in the publishing and writing industry for quite a while. I think combined around 3 decades. And we realized that there was this huge area of opportunity both for the readers and for writers for those stories that don't quite fit within a very specific format. So if you think back to some of your favorite books that were kind of breakouts, right? So you've never seen anything like it before. It's unique, it's unusual, but you love the story, you love the writing. There was something within it that really rang true for you. Some of those that I can think of off the top of my head are Life of Pi or Like Water for Elephants. And they didn't really fit. You never really saw something in contemporary writing like it before. And those books, especially Life of Pi, how that even came to be was because the author had gotten a grant, believe it or not. He's from Canada. And part of that grant was to enable him to not only write the story, but then part of it was it could then be published. And I believe it was published by a small university press. And then it just blew up, right? It became very popular. So our goal at Running Wild Press is really to help those writers who they don't fit neatly within the lines. They're writing something unique, a great story that maybe we haven't seen before, or maybe it hasn't been told quite in this specific way. And we think readers will love it. So that's pretty much me and our press.
Now, how does a writer get involved with you like myself?
So right now, what we basically do, we already have a backlog of content through 2019, believe it or not. Because we're small,
wow.
we're only because we're small, we're only publishing between like 5 and 10 books a year, and it's because our staff right now is a staff of maybe 6, 7. And, as we grow, obviously our staff will grow. But, in order for us to make sure that we're putting out quality work, we don't want to overload our editors or our staff as we put out these books. But if someone's interested in getting engaged with us on our website at www.runningwildpress.com, there is an option where you can submit comments. So if somebody, or you can join our distribution list or whatever. So if someone's interested, if you have an idea for a book and, you'd like to share it, you're welcome to send it through that comments option. Admittedly, right now we don't do open submissions. The reason for that is that, again, we already have a backlog through 2019, a catalog through 2019. So, we don't want to put people's hopes up already, so only to then kind of let them down if we don't get back to them in like 6 months or something like that. And I have to admit, I already have at least a half dozen submissions that, we still have to look at and provide feedback on. So, but yeah, just send comments through our website and just let us know what it is that you're interested in writing, and we're happy to get back to you.
I will do that myself. I think my team who listens to this should also do that myself. You guys, the self-publishing industry and working with a small press is not an easy feat. As Lisa will tell you, it's not an easy feat. Create space, how I publish all my books is definitely not an easy feat. So the fact that you have the back catalog until 2019 ceases to amaze me. But at the same time, I'm going to submit my stuff to you guys and see if we could work together, because I'll be patient. And I know a lot of published authors are not patient, and a lot of authors in general are not patient. That is not the strong point of authors. So, what is your favorite book that you go back to time and time again? It doesn't have to be a business-related book. It just has to be a book that you enjoy and you go back to time and time again.
Oh, wow, that's a really difficult question for me. There are so many books that I really love. Yeah. So from the classic of all classics right now that's considered to be what created contemporary story is The Great Gatsby by Fitzgerald. And every time I go back and read it, it's a different story to me. And I think it really is based on where I personally am in my life. I pull different themes out of the story. Another one, and actually we named our cats after them. The book is called The Master and Margarita by Bulgakov. So if you are a fan of magical realism, so you could kind of argue that Bulgakov was one of the first masters of magical realism. And for any of the audience that may not know, so magical realism is basically when you take fantasy and you put it in a realistic world. So in the Master and Margarita, there's a character that's literally a cat with a top hat, and he's going around creating havoc. But it's in, at that point it was current day Russia, which obviously, this book was published quite a long time ago. So that's one I go back to because it's brilliantly done. And I know this may sound a little trite, but one that I thought, for me at a time in my life where I kind of needed to figure out, what I wanted to focus on. The Secret, believe it or not. Not so much from if I write it down, it'll come true perspective, but more from I really found a lot of value in, for myself, before I go to bed, writing down very positive things that had happened in the day, those things that made me look forward to the next day, and then in the morning doing something similar, and really sort of for myself solidifying what I wanted my life to be and what my personal goals were, what made me happy. So those are three big ones for me. How about you? What are your favorite books?
The host has joined the conference.
Lisa, I'm
Yeah.
going to have you repeat what you just said because I got cut off.
Oh, wild. Okay, no problem.
Wild. Yeah, wild. I got cut off. So I'm going to have you repeat what you just said.
Okay, and you want me to pick up at my favorite books?
Yes, please.
Okay. Yep, no problem.